Generating money with YouTube is not as hard as people think. And we've generated over $5 million for our clients. We're here to show you that it's not luck. There's a proven algorithm, there's a proven equation. What the most important thing to generate money with YouTube is.
Yeah, most people think if I post videos on the YouTube, I get advertisements, and that's how I'm supposed to make my money back from the editing costs or any other costs of YouTube consulting. And that is one of the most stupid things I've ever heard, because there's so much more money. All the people that make a lot of money on YouTube, Iman Gadzhi, Alex Ramosi, anyone, even Alex Becker, Russell Brunson, have made tons of money from YouTube, and they never do it with ad revenue. They do it with products and courses and webinars.
Yeah, exactly. And I think one of the most undermined things that people don't talk about, what the most important part of actually making money with YouTube is actually getting views. Because at the end of the day, a funnel is pointless if you're not driving traffic to it. So there's a synthesis, and something that is necessary is views. So if you're not getting any views and it's not the right type of views, you're not going to make money either from ad revenue or from your funnel. Anyone can do this. You want to kick us off with how you went about helping make this amount of money for this client, Jan, and what the most important thing?
So for this specific client, I know on the top of my head, because I researched it last week, we got over 1.1 million long form views for this client in 6 months. It said like a year, but we've only been working with him for like 7 months. It's not really that much. With 2 or 3 big videos, one with 300k views and a few close to 100k views, you don't need so many views. You need the right views. So one video was about business structure and taxes, which is a very niche topic, but I'm sure that that's one of the biggest revenue spikes in this pipeline.
Yeah, there's multiple different funnels that we've done for this client. We've done 2 main ones. I'll see if I can pull up the Miro board for the client funnel. There's 2 main ones that we've tried, and the one that tends to perform best with this client is a webinar funnel. That's where most of the money has come from webinars. The one that really prints for him is the webinar. So this is a very simple Miro that we made. So the biggest thing for a funnel is the traffic. Something that we used to do that we used to fuck up a lot on is we're getting eyeballs, but we weren't driving them anywhere. We had no call to actions. We weren't really sending them to a landing page. And that's something that we shifted towards and that we changed, that allowed for us to see a massive or drastic change in the amount of leads that we were getting. We actually started implementing call to action. The only big difference that we had in comparison to the other videos is we had a call to action. So having call to actions in your videos, whether it be a short form video or a long form video, is critical. And that's where are you sending those people into? To a landing page, and you need to collect their information. A lot of the things that people do, whenever you go into someone's landing page, you want to make it very clear as to what it is that they're getting whenever they work with you. So you want to make the offer the first thing that they see. This is by far the most important piece of copy. The thing that matters the most is the headline, and making it clear as to what people are getting whenever they work with you. So right now we have offer 1 million views within 180 days, or we work for free until we hit it. There's all the other trust factors that go into it. So as to how much, basically just of concept and proof that you know as to what you're talking about. Then as seen on, you want to show us to like where your company's been featured and clients that we've worked with. For the most part, you want to send your traffic into a landing page that actually converts, and you want to make the call to action very clear. You want to give the next steps as simply as possible by having a form to collect your information.
I think one thing is also on these websites that you always have like information and then a click link and then more information and another link. If they need more conviction, then they grow, and then more.
Yeah, exactly. You want to make it like the first part as compelling as possible, but you obviously do want to have good sales copy. That's the biggest thing, actually, being able to collect people's information and having somewhere to send them into, and then having a sequence on as to where you collect, or basically where you're nurturing when you indoctrinate the people. And I think the biggest 2 things I personally attribute a lot of the revenue that we generated for our clients is having really good copy in the emails. Not only that, but actually people going back to the YouTube videos that you guys create and then watching more of it. So they'll sign up for the webinar, they'll get the first emails, they'll get interested, like, I'm excited for this webinar, but they want more information, and they basically self-indoctrinate themselves. So that's why I think pairing organic with ads for a webinar is the most overpowered thing you can do. Yeah, then you actually give the webinar, and then after the webinar, you want to drive them somewhere, either to book a call, depending on the price point. So personally, something that we've seen in terms of as to what the next step is whenever the product is under $2,500, you can go straight to checkout after a webinar. But if it's over $2,500, you do require a sales team, and it also depends on who you're selling to. So you can get away with pitching a higher ticket product without having a sales team. But whenever it's an info product, I guess you could say Iman Gadzhi. If Iman Gadzhi were to sell a $10,000 or a $5,000 product, what do you think?
I think everyone that's watching this video have this one limiting belief: oh, if I'm selling someone, then I am on the winning side. You both, like you are the selling team and the buying team, like the customer, you both should benefit from that action. You're not trying to scam people. You should actually be convinced that if you sell this person this product, that they are going to get huge benefits, and so it makes sense that they buy. Like for Iman Gadzhi, a bunch of people created a limiting belief that he's scamming people, which is a very bad reputation to have, also because he's sold out so much. But with these clients, like, actually make an offer that people actually need and actually want to buy, and it's actually saving them money on the long term.
Yeah.
I think that we should emphasize a little bit on that. Like, you're actually helping them.
Yeah.
You're not just getting money. No.
Yeah, basically giving people their desired outcome. And another thing that I guess I'll go back to is understanding what your end objective is with your funnel. So let's just say that you want to sell more tickets for a live event. That's the end goal. Allows for you to backtrack as to what the funnel flow should look like in terms of the types of content that you should post, types of call to actions that you should have, the type of web or the type of landing page and the type of flow that people should follow. What a lot of people will get wrong a lot of the times is they'll make content and they'll be like, I think it helps having an idea as to what it is that you want to sell. That way you can actually make targeted content, which is optimized to get you sales. Because at the end of the day, eyeballs are eyeballs. It's overpowered to have eyeballs, but eyeballs don't really mean anything if you're not converting and if you're not making money with them. I think that's a pretty big like mindset shift that a lot of people need to have, is understanding what you're selling. That way you can make content and make the funnel that's optimized for that. Yeah. What do you think, Jan?
Most people, they think, oh, let me just make 10 videos and sell in every single video and then I'm going to make $100,000 or $500,000. No, look at what Hormozy did. He made content for 3 to 5 years, free content, never sold anything, never anything big at least, maybe like the school communities. And then he does one webinar and he makes $100 million. Why? Because so many people, they have the experience in their life. I watched his videos, I benefited from him. So now he sells something that I can use and I can afford. So I kind of feel obligated to buy it because I would benefit from it. And I also really like this person because he has helped me so much already. So the free content should genuinely be free. And it's completely fine if someone doesn't convert. You should genuinely be helping them with the free content. But then obviously the 20%, the ICPs, ideally some of them convert and you make the client some profit as well. But you should actually be helping them.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. Another thing is there's so many different types of funnels that you can do. There's webinar funnels, there's VSL funnels. I think understanding what your end objective is allows for you to make a funnel towards that. I mean, there's tons of different funnels that you can try. Our personal favorite funnels, Jan, both you and I know this, is the YouTube VSL flywheel and then the webinar funnels. Those two crush for our clients. I guess organic content side, what do you think the most important thing to making a good VSL funnel work?
So obviously you need to get people to the end screen. And Josh always emphasized on this point. You can see the end screen metric when in your YouTube studio, how many people actually get to the end of the video and click either on the next video or just in general reach that point, so that you can show them that video and then make it a good offer so that they want to click on that video. So the VSL, what everyone learned from Iman, your VSL should be the best viewed video on your channel. It should be the broadest one with the most value, and then put like a 5-minute sales pitch or whatever. For the YouTube one, at least, you can also do a VSL on the landing page, but for the YouTube VSL, it's important to get people to the end. So what I've noticed with all the videos, the free content to help people, is that you need unique information. And if you don't have unique information, people are going to click off. You can't scam people into watching till the end of the video. You can only do so many manipulation tactics. So make sure your content is actually good. You are actually helping people on the topics that they want to be helped. And the content is never going to service everything that they need. You always want personalized help, especially if they're going to save money with your product in some way, shape or form. So if you are helping them, they like you, they start to watch more videos, and they start make sure that they watch the full video, make sure that that you're not yapping, that you allow them to get to the end of the video and don't fill it up with bullshit. And then they click on the end screen and watch the VSL and maybe attend the webinar, or like we put webinar call to actions in the first 3 minutes of the videos as well. Like find different ways to get those people into the flywheel.
And one thing I do want to say is you doing an information overload in your videos is not going to help that much. Like, yes, you can have really, really good information, but at the end of the day, you need to be good at storytelling. You need to be able to embed the information as to what you're giving people with an actual story and taking people through the journey, like basically exposing their pain points, obviously opening up with a hook, embedding all this journey basically, and then within that journey you give gold nuggets. That's something that Hormozy is fantastic at. I personally think he's one of the best in the industry at doing this, is taking people through a journey and taking people through a process, and while he takes people through that journey he gives gold nuggets within it. So what do you think makes a good story, Jan, in your perspective?
It's personal, and someone actually did something that you want to do. So either you talk about someone else, then you talk about how Alex Hormozy got a bunch of views, so you use someone else's leverage, or in this case what we did in this video, we show you what we did, then you believe me and you want to watch the video to see how we did it. So give someone a reason to believe you. Alex Hormozy always starts content with like, I'm this person, I made so much money, I did all of this in my life, and now you're going to listen to what I'm going to say. So that's one thing. And then also just the detailed small moments that made a big difference for him. So if he's gonna make a video about mindset, he usually picks like one moment that was important for him and he builds up to that. And then he shares value after that, like, oh, how this small change made a lot of progress for my business or changed my mindset, whatever. So make it personal. It's a personal brand. And sometimes you're going to talk about something that's irrelevant to the video a little bit, but funny to watch. It's never 100% value. There's always some entertainment involved as well.
Yeah, I think this is where understanding the end objective really becomes important as well, because then you can understand if your end goal is to make as much money as humanly possible, and so what you're selling to make as much money as humanly possible. We have this with one of our clients. The stuff he sells is just genuinely not good. He sells just a not good product and no one buys. He gets a lot of views. So reflect on as to what you're selling as well and ask yourself if this is good, if the product as to what you're selling is actually in demand. And if it is, having eyeballs and having distribution is just going to add fire to it. Because at the end of the day, a good product will sell itself. And the content's just going to be an amplifier for it.
Some people, they make videos about like they go to the football matches every single day and then they sell a product on how to become good at coding. And that actually happens. You need to understand who are you talking to? What is that person's desire? If someone clicks on your business structure video, he wants to be informed more about business structure, spending some taxes, how can I save money, those things, and how do I stay away from the IRS? Like, sell them what they want.
It's very much supply. Like if you were to run ads, obviously I think organic is more powerful than ads in my opinion, just from a brand building perspective as well. And whenever you have a brand and you add to it, it's just like pouring gasoline on a fire. It just makes it it just enhances it. But at the end of the day, the market will always dictate as to whether what you're selling is actually in demand. If you had to make it three main things on as to how people can make money with their social media or with YouTube, what would you say like the three main things are?
The first thing is stop focusing on money. The content thing is going to be a 5-year process, at least a 2 to 3 year process. And you should do it because you can integrate it into your life. This is not like an 8-week thing. Oh, I'm going to make a bunch of videos like a course. It's not a course. It is free value for life. And you are going to stay consistent on this thing at least for 3 or 5 years. So that's one thing. Make it a habit, make it normal into your life. Then, like I said, include some entertainment. So Alex Ramosi, he's there in his tank top with his long beard, his cap. It's authentic. It's him. He cares about his muscles. He cares about weightlifting. So sometimes he also makes videos about that. To include it in a video, to sometimes mention it is completely fine. To mention your dog, to mention your wife. Making, like for the tax client, he sometimes makes jokes about his wife. Like, make it personal. Make it fun to watch. You're not sales pitching for 12 minutes every single week, dropping sales pitches every single week. No, it's also entertainment. And the third one, to actually make money, I'd say sell something that people want and need. And that's also what your video should be about. So we wouldn't make this video if we genuinely didn't think. That's also why we waited with this channel. We actually purposefully delayed this channel for a few months until we had clear results that we could showcase and then share value. You need to give people a reason to watch and then buy, and you need to sell them something that they want to buy. It's usually very logical, and the very wealthy people always dumb it down to very simple aspects, and that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, a summarized version is make content that people want to watch and sell things that people want to buy, and make sure there's a line between them. If you had to like strip everything, all the complexities from it, is make content that people watch, sell something that people want, and you have your magic potion there.
Don't make content that you like because you like to hear yourself talking. The audience will tell you if they like it. The retention will be low or high at certain videos. So make content for your audience, not for yourself, because you always like your own videos. Obviously, that's completely fine. But understand what makes a good video and don't just yap for no reason.
Yeah, I guess that's at the end of the day, we can share all these fancy like modern day tactics that you can do, like modern day funnels that are working. But at the end of the day, it's the framework and the basics that are going to be evergreen. And the basics and the frameworks is make it content, sell a product that people want, and make sure there's alignment and focus on the long term. So actually have like a 2-year, 5-year horizon on it. And if you stick with it long enough and you keep having iterations and keep having feedback loops, you will eventually make money with your content. It's inevitable.
I think we have explained the most important things.
Yeah, I think so as well. He'll cut half of the shit off, bro. We cannot release all the sauce. Peace.
Take a bet.
Yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Peace.